Welcome to CBS This Morning Saturday. I'm Katie Bieri. The message of the panel was simple. The Latino voice is louder and stronger than ever. But a program with the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office is hoping to involve parents and make for safer streets. When I actively apply pressure to the center of the drum, it activates powers to heal the soul. Okay, you ready, guys?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. The people we talked to in Nogales didn't even know that Secretary Kelly was in town. It was only this morning that the congressman announced his retirement. And today we have the exclusive on-camera interview. They become very comfortable in people's hands.
Her question.
Oh, and there he goes. As Trump's rally wraps up here today, among his promises are no amnesty for illegal immigrants and more border patrol. People are just starting to make their way into this Hillary Clinton rally at ASU in Tempe. They could threaten legal action. In Washington, reporting from the White House, live in Tempe, Katie Bieri, Cronkite News. It's rodeo day on the Tohono O'odham Reservation. An annual tradition that unites tribal members from both sides of the border. The rodeo is normally a celebration, but this year, residents like Willard Thomas worry their ancestral land might be split in two.
You have relatives on that side and you have relatives on this side.
Right now, to attend the rodeo, tribal members from Mexico had to cross the border on foot and show a tribal ID.
That's how you're supposed to do it!
They worry a wall would make attending celebrations like this one even more difficult. This tradition is just one that's persisted in the Tohono O'odham Nation for decades. But this tribal soil extends into Mexico, and families on both sides are concerned about a wall.
I mean, we need to speak out more.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Some want the tribe to protect their borderland.
My pride that I have for my people.
The tribe's vice chairman said after the election that a wall would only be built over his dead body. Now he's softened his tone.
As we look at it, there is no border. It's an imaginary line, regardless of what it is. So we will continue to cross freely.
Wall or no wall, the nation will fight to keep its traditions alive and families together. Estelle Preval waits for the start of Mass in a San Diego church where she once slept on the floor. The Haitian native traveled from Brazil through 10 other countries with her 1-year-old son Joel just to get to the United States.
We ran into many problems: cold, hunger, misery, a lot of work to come here.
She and other Haitians had been living in Brazil, where they were given a humanitarian visa after the 2010 earthquake. But when they could no longer make a living, they set off for the United States.
Many people died on the journey. Many babies, pregnant mothers. In Panama, many people died. I would not be here without my faith.
Walter Ire also relied on his faith during the dangerous trip to the U.S. border.
You have to know that everything you're doing is in God's will. Whatever He wants, we'll do.
Over the past few months, thousands of Haitians have abandoned their home country, made their way through Brazil, parts of Mexico, and attempt to cross into the United States. And here in San Diego at the San Isidro Port of Entry, they've seen by far the most people make that attempt. At its peak, the church provided temporary shelter to 300 people a night.
And so this little Methodist church here became a refugee camp right in the heart of San Diego.
According to the pastor, since June, 4,000 Haitians have stayed at his church.
I mean, they would sleep on the pews, under the pews. They would sleep in the hallway upstairs. It was like a mass grave.
Now, restless children play in the pews where their family once slept. Pastor Jean-Élisée Durandis came to the United States in 2009. Now he ministers to his fellow Haitians.
It's really shocking when you hear about, people are looking for a better life, and it's not easy for them. It's not easy for us as well.
While Ide waits for a date in immigration court, he's required to wear a GPS device on his ankle. As these Haitians face this possibility of deportation, they must rely on their faith once again. In San Diego, Katie Bieri, Cronkite News. 1 hour south of the Arizona-Mexico border, you'll find miles of greenhouses bathed in sunshine. Even in the dead of winter, these tomatoes are almost ripe enough to pick. They're grown by Wholesome Harvest, a certified organic produce company that operates on both sides of the border. This farm is part of a multi-billion-dollar cross-border produce operation.
Why will I put cucumbers in Iowa? They won't work over there.
Their GM says climate is important.
We can give you the tomatoes, you give us the potatoes.
This suit looks like it's for my own protection, but it's actually for the protection of this organic produce, like this bunch of tomatoes here. President Trump promised to renegotiate NAFTA to protect American jobs. But workers at this U.S. packing plant in Arizona are now worried about their jobs. The tomatoes grown in Sonora arrive here in Nogales, Arizona, after they cross the border. But if President Trump imposes trade restrictions,
that's what it worries us the most, because we want the best for our people. We want to help them.
and growers on both sides warn American families will have to pay more for produce if Mexico is targeted for higher import taxes.
Come winter, you're not growing Roma tomatoes in Wisconsin. It's just a fact of climate.
We should plant these vegetables here.
And now growers in the produce industry worry the fruits of their labor will wither on the vine. In Imori, Sonora, Katie Bieri, Cronkite News. For the most part, Congressman David Schweikert's staff is pretty accommodating. But a couple staffers especially won't give you the back of the hand. Or should I say paw?
Oh, she's strong. We actually have an office tradition. Babies and canines are always invited. We haven't convinced anyone to bring their cat yet. Yes, and the chaos continues.
It's a policy appreciated by all his staffers.
Just the peace of mind that he's not home alone, destroying my apartment.
I don't think I've ever left her at home.
And yes, Congress might have a pack mentality, but Schweikert welcomes dogs from both sides of the aisle.
I know my dog at home is a Democrat because he expects me to clean up after him, he expects me to feed him.
And visitors leave the office with a tale to tell.
It was kind of a nice surge of happiness to be able to come in and actually see an animal in the office, a congressman's office.
It was just a nice kind of welcoming environment. It makes you feel more comfortable coming in.
So besides some minor work annoyances,
we have probably 20 of these around the office.
It's all worth it.
Was it Harry Truman who said if you want a friend in Washington, D.C., get a dog? So we have two. We at least have two friends.
Dixie.
In Washington, Katie Bieri, Cronkite News.